When Facebook experienced one of its worst outages in history on Monday, many businesses were left in the lurch. This is particularly true for those entities that rely solely on this and other social media platforms to transact and market their services. According to IT experts, such incidents are inevitable, but they also note that outages can be mitigated through information technology systems that can predict ahead of time, allowing businesses to avoid costly outages.
One has to have very mature operation centers or operation supports to be able to very quickly predict and isolate problems. Actually, what you'd like to do is preempt problems or have problems resolve themselves very quickly. So it's very important in businesses to have an established, mature operational center that follows mature frameworks like ITIL or CMMI, and have very quick, isolated responses to limit the damage that companies can have affect them.
The Facebook outage has sparked the conversation on the reliance on one social media company.
I genuinely believe that it is too big and it shouldn't have so much control over our lives. We should have alternative forms of communication that are able to offer similar services to Facebook.
Creating a local social platform is what Stembiso Zondi is attempting to do with his app called Ziyakhala. The app, he says, is familiar to Facebook, complete with the necessary functionalities, just like its bigger and better resourced American counterpart.
It has the part of posting status and also commenting, liking and sharing the status, which is common to every other apps.
Innovative systems are coming through, and they're coming through very quickly, and there's a lot of techies out there in South Africa that have got a flair for this, and we're seeing more and more coming. So it's quite exciting, and it's a great opportunity. There's a massive skill shortage at the moment, not just in South Africa but in the world, and this is a massive opportunity for people to very quickly get into the IT industry.
Zondi says as an app developer he dreams of a time when South Africa will have its own data center and perhaps even allow for more creativity and innovation.
Currently, we are hosting it in Mexico because we didn't find a suitable server here in South Africa. Now we are working on developing our own servers. For us to run those servers, we need minimum 500 workers to be employed full-time.
Setting up a data center would take you back about $15 million just to build. So you already see that the barriers to entry are quite high, so which makes it impossible for a young man from Umsinga, for instance, to build their own social network. So the barriers of entry are quite high.
Bengu says there remain many structural issues that need to be addressed by government before the ground can be fully ready. This includes the poor access to the internet, among many other issues.
Department of Communication should resolve the issue of spectrum availability in South Africa, because that's one main issue that we have. There is not enough spectrum that will allow internet service providers to bring down the cost of data. That's number one. Number two, there is not enough spectrum available that will allow systems that use 5G to be able to take advantage of faster internet connections. So that's because there is currently a debacle in courts where internet service providers are fighting with one major internet service provider that is blocking the auctioning of the spectrum. So that's one of the main things that government should be doing, and ensuring that there is availability of internet.
While small businesses in South Africa count their losses following that 6-hour outage, it's estimated that Facebook suffered losses amounting to around $7 billion. Analysts say this is the worst outage for Facebook since a 2019 incident left it offline for over 24 hours. Even then, the downtime hit hardest on the small businesses and creators who rely on such platforms to earn their income. Diabosito, SABC News, Johannesburg.